Hey guys, I don't have time to do a long message, but I just wanted to check in. We're getting ready for bed. Saturday was Charlie's first birthday. We had a lot of fun. That was very good. Sunday, I caught up on a lot of emails and more applications and filled out all the stuff for VA. So today, Mom showed up. She doesn't usually come on Mondays, so she showed up. And she was pretty easygoing, I think, because she knows I'm having a hard time with it now because of the medicine issue and just some stuff that's worrying me. Just health stuff and the appointments. So we went to VA to just like we did the last time, to make sure I filled everything out right and ask about the marriages and how do we do that. And the woman, she went through everything and she said that no VA. We're not going to be it's just not going to work. She said had he made a claim in the past, then we could. But because he didn't, we can't. And I said, but in my daughter's 7, the year she was born is when he started claiming that he had this and telling everybody. His brother, Jimmy, for sure thought he had this. Jimmy was even telling me that he was getting $6,000 because of all the kids, and that I was entitled to money too, that I needed to call and get on it. But I never did because I didn't need anything. I wasn't caring about, I didn't care about the money. I didn't do that, and any money would just go back to helping him. So, and then I told Don about that, and he was like, no, and he just didn't want me ever involved. Even when I said I needed the root canal this summer, and it was $2,500 with insurance, he was like, the VA might cover that, so wait, let me check and find out. I guess that's why he was never letting me go with him to the VA appointments that I would make and this and that. So she said he came in, and then she looked on the computer to see, and she said he started to make a claim in 2017. He came in and he did something, and then he came in one more time to do it, and then he never came back. And so he didn't finish the claim. It was never sent. And I'm just so confused because Don would do anything, anywhere, just to get even if it was a couple bucks, he would do it to get it. That's what he would do. So if he thought or knew he could get money from VA, it doesn't make any sense that he didn't go back and do this. And then she's saying when he filed with the lawsuit that if he came and make a claim at that time, then it's still, we would still be able to do this now. So I'm just said to my mom, I said, why didn't the lawyers tell him to do that then and inform him? Why didn't he think of that while he's sitting here telling us he's getting these checks? And I'm saying, you've been real sick lately, I'm worried this and that's going on. What happens if, God forbid, something happens? Oh, the VA's gonna, I want to be cremated, the VA will pay for it. And then you'll get the checks for her after, and this and that. They help pay for a mortgage, everything. He had me looking for houses for years because the VA would help pay for these mortgages.
She was very naive.
I just don't understand why he didn't go back to finish the claim and then pretend that he was 100%, which means like, it's a big thing. Like if you're injured in a lot of spots from war, being in service and stuff, you get 100% with the coverage and checks. So that's all what his dad had. He must have gotten all that information from what his dad had and was using that as a cover. Again, a double life.
Give high fives and shake.
So, but it still confuses me why on earth, it just doesn't seem right. Why would he lie about having VA all these years if he actually could and just didn't finish the claim?
did not like being the center
In
of attention.
2017, he was in remission. He was in remission the year before, so he was still kind of in and out of it. Because we started trying to conceive VANNAH in 2016. After he was better and I had been sober 3 years, I wanted to be sober a few years before having another child and stuff, and that's so that all the dates add up. Once again, my mind's blown. So she's like, before the woman was sure, she was like, you could apply for this, this, and this. And now the woman's saying that maybe there's a possibility. It was applied for 3 things, that maybe there's a possibility for one, some kind of survivor benefits for VANNAH, but it could literally be something like $10. So the waiting and the hope for that is done. She pretty much assured me that nothing's gonna be coming, and there's a little slight possibility that maybe something will come. They're looking into the claim. She said they don't need this marriage stuff then, because the DIC or whatever it was is not. They're not going to do that because he wasn't in service. Had he done 1 day in war, then we would get all this stuff.
We really tried to encourage both of them to wait 2 years.
I just hope you understand.
That's that.
Romance and eloping and all the
And then I stopped calling the doctors. I don't care anymore at this point. They've done what they've done.
That didn't happen.
I have a few more days, and then I'll probably get real sick.
November 10th, 2012.
Because I had, like I said, I had a couple left, and
everything in between.
Using those, it's a lower, much lower dose, so it's been a little hard, and in a day or two I'll have nothing, so I'll get real sick those days, and then I will be able to get my prescription, which is back to the same low dose, until the 11th, which is my appointment, so I guess that's not too far off.
I was concerned about how she would deal with being away from
I can't wait to talk to this woman.
for so long. My impression of, like,
I do not get angry or impolite to anybody until it is serious.
Especially for someone like Aaron, who is very much
It's just injustice and neglect and just rude and impolite behavior. You make a mistake and then you just abandon someone and don't even care to fix it, and then try to fix it, but send in the wrong things. No, she has to know that. She has to know that sending in 2 of the same exact prescriptions, they're not going to fill because it's the same dose. So they're going to say, well, wait, that's too many. It doesn't make sense. She should already have some of that. I never went to school for this and know this, and I barely know anything about these medications. I just remember that from the alcohol stuff 10 years ago.
Aaron and John moved into a little apartment complex.
I went to the bank and I put the money from the refrigerators in the bank, so I have the rent check. I'm going to mail that tomorrow, and then we have $400 left to our name, and that's only because of that other fridge I sold. I have Jane's money. She knocked at the door, asked for it. I gave her the money. I just want to be done with it. She was being real rude, like she doesn't even know me. I gave her the money. She started adding on money. Remember, we left off, I owed her 100. Now she was trying to say 110, and I was like, no, but you know what? I'm not even going to deal with it. Take the 10 and get out of my life, because then she'll just keep saying you owe me 10, and no, she's wrong, because when you buy 2 of the vapes, they're cheaper, and she thought that I kept the money because of it, and then I gave her the money in the Walmart parking lot that she was accusing me that I kept. So that, no, we left off at $100 the day she was waiting all day when we thought we were selling the fridge. It's on my video. So I don't care. She can have that 10. It's not worth living my life and her telling the entire town I didn't pay her back.
She was really excited.
It's just give it and be gone then. I don't even want to deal with it anymore.
I was excited.
It's not about the money, it's the principle.
Do you wonder what color she's going to
Nobody else has paid her back. I don't even know how I was able to pay her back with everything that's been going on. But I had to, because someone gives you money for a gift on Christmas, you got to give them the money back. That's not the way I'm wired. So that's it. But she's adding more money on, so I just don't care. Just give it to her. Get it away. Get it away. Then out of my life. Then over $10.
I think because it was so young,
it's the principle.
didn't know how to deal with it.
And that's not friendship. Not in this situation. Not what's going on. No, that's not friendship at all. To act the way she's acting about it.
And John being so stoic.
I don't want to be friends with someone that acts like that in any situation. That's not, no.
Part of me wanted to be with her,
especially when I'm paying her back. She knows I literally had sometimes I had nothing and I had to give her $20, $30.
But she didn't
Don't
ask.
you know more than?
I know, honey. It's done.
So what do you think?
So,
How much was it?
Does it matter?
I didn't do that, but a friend gave me the $50 because he was just like, get rid of her.
Cards are about maxed out.
Just finish it. I don't want it back.
Maybe we should start getting spending for a bit.
Yeah.
And I've helped him out with a lot of things, so that was good. And he was just like, get rid of her. It's done then.
I got myself one thing so I could blow off some steam out here in the middle of the desert.
I kind of feel like
She came here for the $50 and acted like I'm some kind of piece of that she doesn't even know.
spending money like that. She miscarried.
Rude at the door. I gave her the money. She walked away too. Rude. So it's just get that out of my life then, because you're not. I don't want that. I don't want it.
Was keeping a poker face, not really
It's drama. The money's paid back. I said that from the beginning. Once that was done, I'm done then. If she was acting the way she was going to continue to act, then that's it. It's not very nice.
Conversation with Erin was on Friday.
And once again, I'll say it. It sucks because she is so cool and funny, and I liked her a lot. But I don't know what's going on with that personality. It's like mom. Her and mom are very similar. It's that old school, like 70s wild girls, and then they're wired different with the way they treat guys and things they want and stuff like that, and the stubbornness and the impatience, and
Unlike her.
I don't know.
So I guess
It's things they need to work on, because
I assumed she was
that's the same thing saying about mom. If she doesn't work on that, she's not going to be able to keep a boyfriend, or let alone a marriage. And I don't want them to be alone the rest of their lives. They're good people when they want to be.
Have you heard from Erin? I'm like, well, no. Why?
So I got that done. I checked that off the list. I checked the rent off the list. I haven't heard back from any jobs. I thought the Goodwill would call by now. That seemed like a completely sure thing. No emails, no. I'm going to send the application again to show them that I'm persistent and I really want this. So I'm sending that again after this. And the Home Depot around the corner is hiring, so I sent them my resume and filled out that, and then did an assessment test for them for that today while we were waiting in the VA. That took half an hour. And then the job center that we went to has been sending a lot of things. Unfortunately, they're really far away, so it goes back to the car. There are so many jobs hiring and people that are actually finding my resume and asking me. But they're just further. It's too far. It's Newcastle. I can't take buses down there. So I need to get a car. That's very important. It's important to get VANNAH back and forth to daycare and wherever to get to work, and just so mom doesn't have to keep driving, and my mental health, and we got to start saving for this car. So let's do that, and I really want to work on what I did my hashtag for. People that have ended up in this situation. This is mostly about like spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, relationships, partners. But I mean, people also relate in general when they've gone through these things with any loss. So I was laying in bed and I thought to myself, I learned what the hashtags meant, and then
John told me about
and then
your
I
dad
thought to
and
myself
Chris.
laying in bed, and I was like, I
Still
repeated it to
struggle to
myself
wrap
because
my
it's one of
brain
the last
around
things I said
Karen
is, when are
having an
you coming
affair.
home?
It was so out of character
And
for her. What are you looking at?
Damn near midnight.
that's the
You still
hashtag,
looking
right?
like a
When will
million
you be
bucks.
coming home, or when are you coming
What I
home?
didn't
I'll have to
like
look.
happened is she had the miscarriage.
But you know, that's one of the
John
last things you
had
tend to
tried
say
to
when
put
someone's
it
on
with her,
their way home from work and
and
something
she was very
happens,
naive.
or
And Chris is 5 years older
you know,
than her.
they're in the hospital
And
or
I think
hurt,
it just
or
started like as a
you know,
listening
just
ear.
Must really still
when
be
are you
hurting.
coming home?
I'm sorry.
Things you say to your
I don't
children,
mean to dump all of this on you.
you know,
No, you can talk to me about it.
your
And I
friends, when will I
honestly
see you
believe
again
he
type of
pursued
thing.
her
It all kind of ties
because I
together.
know how
So
naive
I
she
thought of
is.
that, and I just wanted to keep that as the hashtag, because
And
I'm going to
then
stick with
it
this
just
and these videos,
kind
and
of
I'm going to work
happened after that.
day and night and as hard as I can, and I'm going to do better, and I will climb to the top of anything I do, and then I will go from there, and I will do schooling on the side, and I will do everything I can to get the life
We
that I
never
wanted
suspected
and that I
John
can
of
give to my
any
daughter.
foul play or doing
So
anything to Aaron.
Mr.
it
Lane.
might take 10 years,
Yes, we were
but
wondering if we could ask you a few
once
questions
I
about your
can,
neighbor.
I'm going to
Aaron Fuller?
figure out,
Yeah.
and by then I'm sure I'll learn every in and out and all the ropes and all the words and everything there is to know
When we had
to
talked to John and Aaron's other neighbors,
just open
there
a
was
place,
just,
some kind of
so
thing for
many
support and help for women in this
discrepancies.
situation.
And then Chris, there
You
was
know,
just
financially,
like
you can't get a loan, it's
the
this
empty
and
look
that, you
when I
can't
saw
do
him.
anything.
So just
You know,
that
kind of like the
instinct that
places that are for
probably what happened
abused
to
women
her was
and
that Chris had
domestic
done something.
abuse, but for people, you know, there's other things. There's situations like
Well,
this,
Aaron was
you know.
missing, and we
If
were
it
waiting
wasn't
to
for the
find
deli
her. We
and
just felt
Steve,
numb.
we
I
would
felt
been
numb
out with nothing.
because there was nothing
All our
we could
belongings
do.
gone, no rent, no nothing.
I would
We
just
would
get up
have
every
been,
morning
I don't
and
know,
just sit out by
shelters.
the
And
pool
shelters
and
aren't,
watch the
that's not
hummingbirds
good.
and
There's no
listen
help.
to
There's a little
music,
help, but I mean, it's
with
not
tears
enough.
running down my face, and
Something needs to be done for these situations, and that's my goal.
You're
That's
in
the
awe.
10-year plan type of thing, you know? To be up top on the jobs that I want and the career that I want. I'd really love to focus on the interior design. But if I'm doing something else in the medical field, that's
About a
fine
week before
too.
she was found,
Or
I had a
even
dream.
both. But
And she came to me in my
that's
dream.
the dream. Other
And
than
she
the
said,
recliner.
Mom, it wasn't supposed to be this way. I had so many
Alright
plans in my
guys, we
life."
gotta get ready for bed. It's going on 8 o'clock.
And she turned around and walked away.
And I gotta finish the other thing. So I just
And
wanted to
that's when I
check in
knew
with
for
you.
certain
I hope everyone's having a good week
that
and being
she was
safe.
no longer alive.
Thank you for watching, subscribing, and please share our
August
GoFundMe.
16th, we got
And,
a phone call telling us that they had found a body
stick
at
with
the
us.
bottom
Keep
of a
watching.
mine shaft, and
Let's
he
see
was
where
pretty
this
sure it
goes.
was Aaron.
I know it's
In a
terrible so far and
strange way, there
everything.
was almost a peace.
Everything's a
because
shock. It's
it was
like a
over.
scandal,
We weren't going to
a double
wonder for
life.
years and years what truly
And then
happened
everything
to
we've
her.
applied for and tried for, it's just no left and right. So
I think the hardest
But
thing was when they did the demonstration.
you gotta keep
with the
pushing
dummy
because you never
on
know what
how
tomorrow
he
brings.
strangled Aaron.
Alright? Good night, guys. I love you all.
Yes,
Share.
you didn't tell me the problem. Was I speeding?